everybody, I'm Tommy, and you're on the boat. Seems like old times around here. Hold on one second. Sorry. Seems like old times. Chris and Melinda, good to see you. Mock, what's happening? Glad that you're here. Jason P, good to see you. Charlie Muffins, what's happening, my brother? Wouldn't be a boat without you. Literally. Miss Sunrise Dawn, non-smoker that you are, good to see you. Hope between the dreams, good to see you. Heather Kestrel 42 is here. Geoplanet Jane, Robin Miners, what's happening? Kristen Melinda, Purple Groovy. That picture says, "Don't start a fire you can't put out." Yeah, that's right. Drayton, good to see you. Karma Chameleon, what's happening? Sarah Broward, how are ya? We're all here. Paula D. Pendley, good to see you. Does anyone have parking karma? I do not, man. I get bad parking karma. I don't do well, man. There's a loving in your eyes every day. Yeah, Miradira, good to see you. If I listen to your lies, would you say? This makes me want to bust out with some Culture Club. I think you know what's going on here. Carry on. Good to see you. My wayward son. There'll be peace when I am long gone, or something like that. Doc, good to see you, Doc. Heather, Cricket, that would be Chow Yun Smart Cricket. And we got a couple of crickets now. Yeah, always fun to talk about old LRH and his drug habits. Guy wrote way too much, man. Did a lot of speed. You know, I'm not mad at him. A lot of people in that generation did, for real. It was very, very de rigueur. Everybody did it, and it was not seemed like it was that big a deal. Very out in the open with it. It was just very different. Hugh Hefner, when he started Playboy for the first, I think it was 3 seasons, man, 3 years of the magazine, he wrote every single article. So the articles on fashion, he wrote them. The articles on sports, he wrote them. There was one writer. And he said if it wasn't for dextromethamphetamine, the pills, capsules, actually, not pills, that there wouldn't have been a Playboy. He built all of it that way. So this happened a lot with writers. This was a very, very big drug among writers, amphetamine pills, keep you sitting at a typewriter cranking stuff out. And boy, he did. I mean, the guy wrote more than any other author in history. I mean, they also copyright. Like if he wrote down his phone number on the back of a pack of matches, they copyrighted it. Every single thing the guy wrote, his lectures, his notes, everything got copywritten. And the reason was important, right? He ended up in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the most copywritten author. Well, we'll see what happens. I may have to, but I'll talk about it. I'm live right now on the Lifeboat. I apologize. Got to go. You would think, because I do this almost the same time. I mean, I'm running a little late tonight because we ran long on cults and crims. Hey, Arwa, good to see you. Goosebump 801 is here. Good to see you. Hey, reconnecting. Pretty sure I said hi to Heather, but I'll say hi, and then I'll call you the Arabian Bard instead of Arwa. Love you too, Karma Chameleon. Love the name. Love the name. Rona Cooley. Hey, how are you? Milwaukee. We may talk about LRH and his drug addiction. We're going to fart around a little bit. Tony Hobbin, good to see you. But first, you know what I'm going to do, people? Do you know what I'm going to do? Be a spoiler alert. I'll finish doing a roll call and then I'll tell you. And honestly, I'm not telling you because I might decide to be a stand-up cat and not do it. Because what I'm about to do is probably bad form, but I'm in the mood to be that dude. No, it's terrible. Sharona, good to see you. Kelly Coney, good to see you. skipped over, but I think I will just listen. Works for me. Hey, Mary Barons, good to see you. All right. Sir Tommy, for a while yes, boy, this one got a lot of publicity with the haters too. I was on my brother's channel, right? And I was doing something called Tommy's Picks, where I would pick 3 or 4, depending comments from the videos that were done during the day. And I would, give out a first, second, and third prize. And it was usually, I mean, no one got any prizes. I just gave out first, second, and third places. And it was, people got really into it. There were, it'd be 150 comments. There's a lot of people leaving comments trying to win this. And it got to be, fairly popular, right? It became a staple over on my brother's channel. Hold on one second. I lost somebody. And now I can't find it. Well, that just sucks. Sorry, hold on. Cricket says, I was at my local Pride Festival today and was able to re-up my Narcan supply as well as test kits for Fent and Xylazine. Good for you, sister. How cool is that? Hey, Olivia. Gary Mackey, good to see you. Long time no see. Well, it's nice to see you. V. McWilliams, how are you? What were the pink and grays that LRH was addicted to? This is hard, right? This is what you're going to hear. Pinks and grays could have been Seconal and Tuinol, right? There's a lot of pills that could have come under that category, but I guarantee that's not what they were. And it gets dicey because when you go to Mexico, you're buying, especially back then, it's a little different now, but you were buying pills from foreign countries, right? These pills are manufactured in other countries. Very often, like you didn't buy Xanax. Let's see if we've got any if we've got any pill heads here that go to Mexico to pick up their stuff. Do you guys know what Xanax is called in Mexico? Tafil. Right? I'm probably going to help somebody get it by accident. But yeah, it's called Tafil. Taffill, I think it is. 2 F's and 2 L's. Tafil. And it's just alprazolam, which is the same thing, but they don't give them the same name brands over there, right? So it's just it's different. So more than likely, I would bet the farm that he was probably taking the pinks, right? Currently, even up until the last time I made a drug run in Mexico, which would have been in about 2012 or 2013, if you bought speed pills, right? Which they call Adderall. It's not Adderall. In fact, they just did a sweep where they went and hit all of these pharmacies to grab their pills and test them, and it ain't Adderall. It's not Adderall. The Xanax wasn't Xanax. They're putting a lot of garbage into these pills and actually selling them over the counter, which is frightening as hell. But the pink and grays that he was on, one was probably to put him to sleep. It was a ripcord drug when things got bad enough. Since LRH passed in I think it was 86, right? Isn't that when he dropped the body? He dropped the body in 86. I don't know. For some reason that year sticks out to me. But Quaaludes disappeared in like the early 80s, right? Gone. So you could still get them in Mexico. Hell, you can still get them in Mexico now. It's just a lot harder, but you could get them in Mexico. So my gut says he was probably taking pink amphetamine pills, and the grays were probably 714s, right? They were a good sleeping pill like a Quaalude. That would be my gut, because he would write until he got punchy. You guys have heard me use this term personally, right? You stay up too late, you work too long, you stop making sense. Quib has a field day with it because, like, she'll intentionally wake me up so I will say stupid things. Um, I honestly believe that's happening. But she's pretty funny. Ivy's mama. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story. Hopefully, Quibs is watching because she'll get a kick out of this. But I was trying to get organized is when I first. Hey, Hill hath no fury. When I first got back here, I was trying to get organized and finish the heavy stuff that I should have done before I left because Quibs had unpacked most of the house, but what she couldn't do is the stuff that she needed uh, a bigger person to help unpack. Hold on one sec. I lost my train of thought big time. Peaches coming from a can. They were out there by him. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, people. Hold on a second. Do 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 do. I dug Culture Club, man. I really did. I liked Culture Club. That was the wheelhouse. I was I was in high school when when Boy George was sort of king of the world. I was 16, at that time. So yeah, Culture Club left an indelible mark on the class of '88. Even those of us that weren't fans. I was a Deadhead. I really liked the Dead back then. Helena flock of swan boats. Glad you're here. And I mean that. Arwa, arwa, arwa. Your big brother had this thing about praying to Vinny the parking god while trying to find a space. That's funny. In the movie, what's it called? Tommy Boy. In the movie Tommy Boy, when he's out in his little sailboat with his girlfriend, soon to be girlfriend, and the kids from the shore are taunting him. He finally, he's being friendly through the whole thing. Yeah, need a little bit more wind. And they keep getting meaner and meaner, calling him Free Willy. And finally, he hops up and says, "You better pray to the gods of skinny little punks that this wind doesn't pick up. Because if it does, I'm going to head over there and shove this oar up your ass." It's one of the funniest lines ever delivered, the way that only Farley could do it. But praying to the gods of skinny little punks, I think was just one of the funniest lines anybody ever dropped. Used to do that, stringing songs together when words or phrases were shared between songs. Yeah, absolutely. That's a fun way to kill time. I used to do that crap with a cellmate of mine. We would come up with all kinds of games because he knew a ton of lyrics. He didn't know as many as I did because I was older, but he knew, especially for a kid his age, he knew stuff from the 50s and 60s. He was good at it. We would create games to kill time. Charlie Muffins. You gotta love having Narcan around. It saves people's lives. Jenny Wong says, "Hi, Tommy. I'm usually a lurker. Thought I'd come out of the shadows today. Thank you so much for doing that. For real. Um, means a lot to me, people. If you're a lurker, pop your head up and say hello. It'll mean a lot to you too. This group of people here is different. Give them an opportunity to prove it. If you don't pop your head up, you'll never know how cool the lifeboat is. This is just a freaking YouTube channel. It really is. But when you start to get to know the people who are on the boat, when you start to get to know these individuals to the point where you can reach out and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm hurting." It's 148 of you here right now. I don't know if it's the same 148 that were here last night. And last night I got derailed as I started telling this story, not because of anybody, because of me. I derail myself constantly. But I had gotten a email from somebody that said, I just wanted to tell you a story because I think you should hear it. And they told me that after watching a show I did on the delirium tremens and how acute alcohol withdrawal kills people. If you quit drinking cold turkey and you have a bad enough habit, you're going to have a seizure and it's going to kill you. this happens, and it happens a lot. Sadly, they don't teach it in school, and there aren't enough people talking about it. I'll do my part. I'll continue to talk about it. But this person reached out and said, a friend of the family who I had no longer related to, but still close to, the mother called and said, "Hey, my daughter decided she was going to quit um, drinking after, I think, 3 decades or 2.5 decades or something." That's bad, right? You don't want to quit cold turkey after 20 years. Chances are you're so dependent on it at that point. And her daughter was. She said to the a crew member of the lifeboat, said to them, "It's too bad she can't really enjoy her first day of being sober because she's so sick. She's come down with a really bad case of the flu." And this crew member never had a drug problem in her life. Said, "That's not what's happening. She's withdrawing. You need to get her medical help." And uh, she's having to learn to speak over again, which should tell you an awful lot about how bad it was, right? This seizure was so bad that this poor girl needs to learn to speak as well as walk again. And they say she will. But what happens if that woman doesn't make that phone call? What happens if she doesn't reach out and says, "No, man, that's not a flu"? What if she just went, "That's not my business"? Seriously, I don't want to. She'll yell at me. She might say, or debate me. I don't feel like getting into a debate, man. This is stupid. I'm not going to call. Be a real different conversation we'd be having today. You know that? Be the miracle. Be the miracle. I, I'm getting better. I promise you. Every day, I'm getting better at being comfortable with some of the nice things that people say about me. And whether you realize it or not, it's a full-time job to try to be comfortable, especially when you start thinking to yourself, you know what? Most of it's BS. And I'm not being disrespectful to anybody here. I promise you I'm not. But that it starts to become something that I'll get an email from someone that'll say, "I'm 5 years sober." Right? I quit the first time I saw you on the lifeboat. I got clean. I wasn't around 5 years ago. I wasn't even around 4 years ago. I was in prison. Right? I've only been doing this 3 years. But these are people that want so much to be a part of the crew of the boat. It's almost hard to be bummed out at them. I get it. I really do. I get it. Spend a little time around here and start listening and reading. Hey, Wilford, things that are said by people here. It's pretty wild. Daniel McCoy, 8 months. That's the real McCoy. Make no mistake. 8 months is a long time. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to me. Tell you, Johnny Scoville is my brother. Is the busiest cat. He has been busting his stuff on this book. He really has been working really, really hard. I'm proud of him. What did LRH write about oral hygiene? I believe he said that it is in your best interest for your breath to bark so badly that you can knock a buzzard off a crap wagon at 150 feet. He was paranoid of doctors, particularly dentists, because they put him under using nitrous. Now, most of us have tried whippets, right? Whether it's off a whipped cream can or you bought the canisters, or if you're big pimping, maybe you bought you a 90-pound tank, right? Or a 50-pound tank where you get 1,000 balloons off of it. But I did a lot of it. I sold it on the dead shows on the tour. It's how I got from one concert to the next. I sold big, a 90-pound tank and get me $5,000, which was tons of money. I could do a lot of the nitrous and give a lot of it away for free, be a really cool guy, make a lot of friends, and still make enough to get to the next concert. Pretty good hustle. Now, as I said, I did a lot of this stuff. I probably did it every day for at least two tours. So like about 8 months where I was doing it every single day with tons of people. Do you know what? I never found myself looking at the intergalactic federation right in my hallucinations or whatever was going on with LRH. But that's the story. The story goes that he wrote not Dianetics, but the book before that, the one that if you read, it would take you off of planet Earth. Three people have read it. Two of them flung themselves out of a window, and one man fell on his own sword. Yeah, he had a hell of a active Excalibur, I believe was the name of the title of the book that was supposed to kill people if they read it. You know what it sounds like, right? Oh shit, that's what it sounds like. Don Van E. Good to see you. Mr. Shydrox from Texas. What's going on around here? Renee B. Good to see you. You know what? It is full of perfectly imperfect people. No question. It's a great way to think of it. Down Vanny, Mary Barons. Do 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 do. Ooh, on the edge of our seats. I like it that way. DJ Daddy-O, what's happening? Geo Janet Plane. Geo Planet Jane. Yes, communicating in German, Rue, I believe. But first, a little Rue. The Nazis gave their soldiers drugs as well. And you know what? Mock is correct. In fact, they were on the cutting edge, forefront. They really dug it. Amphetamines were given to their soldiers. Who else was doing a crap load of amphetamines? The Fuhrer himself. He had a doctor by the name of Murrell, who was a quack. A quack. And he was giving him prescriptions for a bunch of different stuff. Like, let me see. One of the things that he was taking was arsenic, right? Because who doesn't need some friggin' arsenic pills in your diet? What? Do no harm? Did you guys skip that part of the Hippocratic Oath or what? Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. But the Nazis were giving amphetamines to their soldiers. The pain medication that they were treating their soldiers with was called dalphine, right? We know this drug now as methadone, but they had come up with this long acting painkiller that you could give people that was really a lot more effective in the field than, say, morphine. Morphine was fast, right? But it would taper off very quickly. The half-life on methadone is like, well, it's crazy. It's the rest of your life. I'm kidding, but it's a lot slower than most drugs. Trisha Biggs, there you are. We've been tapping our toe in silence, waiting for you to get here. Where have you been? I'm sorry. We'll let it slide. Still love you. Not as much. Adam Wood, good to see you. And I am really kidding, but it is good to see you here. Found out recently that your cousin was in rehab. Well, please do me a favor and do the right thing. Everybody pay attention, right? Stop what you're doing and look up at the Admiral. All right. This is a very important point, right? This is a very important point. How often as human beings do we find out that so-and-so is in rehab, or so-and-so's daughter is in rehab, or so-and-so's mother is in rehab? And whether we want to be honest about this or not, our first thought, right, is usually, oh man, I'm so glad it's not my kid. I'm so glad that's not my mom. So glad that's not me. The first thing we normally do is take some kind of refuge or some kind of solace in knowing that it's not us going through the torture that this person is, right? Kind of a bummer. It's a lot better if these things are celebrated, honestly, right? I remember many occasions where the shame kept me from getting help. No other way to put it. Shame kept me in the game for years, sticking needles in my arm because I couldn't look at my mother and father and say to them, I'm a junkie. I couldn't. I mean, eventually, obviously I did, but it was a very, very hard thing for me to do. It really was. But to their credit, especially my dad, uh, to my dad's credit, I remember I was with him and a friend of his. We were at a little place that had, a pool and a locker room and stuff like that. It was like a club that you could go and work out in. Um, God, I miss my dad. I'm sorry. It's such a I struggle. I struggle just to get through stories. Uh, talking. All right, listen. Let's get to the meat of this because I'm not going to run this, and I'm really going to piss some people off tonight. I wasn't kidding. So let's get to the meat of this. Uh, Funny thing happened to me yesterday. Not funny, Uh, I have said this. I have said this to every one of you. Right? Don't tell me the newest jack off out there that has decided to make his living or try to make a living, because none of them actually ever make any money, but who have decided to try to make a success out of YouTube. Of course, they've never done it before. They've failed every time, but this time is going to be different because they're just going to trash me in every single video, right? Or my girlfriend or some other creator. They're just trolls, right? They're just trolls. But I got a policy. I don't want to hear about them. I don't give a crap what their name is. I don't give a crap, honestly. Like, you may not get this, but I don't care. I don't care. And I tell people this, and I say to people, you know what, man, send me some stuff like this, and I'll just delete you, right? Because I've talked about this enough where I'm having a real struggle believing that somebody didn't hear. I talk about this in almost every single, every time it comes up. But whatever, right? But whatever. So I got an email from somebody, and God bless them. The first screenshot that I got was 5.5 months old. 5.5 months old. Do you know where you were 5.5 months ago? Real quickly, come on. Where were you 5.5 months ago? We're just starting the 9th month, right? So it would have been back in April. What were you doing in April? Things were really different, right? The world was different in April. It's a very different place to be. Got a way of changing up on us, you know? He died January 24th of 1986. Well, he will be missed. Sorry, he won't. Yes. You will find, people, first of all, allow me to apologize, but you will find that I have been struggling considerably more of late with my cognitive decline, which is a bummer. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm almost caught up. I was way behind. Let's see. Oh, Squirrel Girl, no. Squirrel Girl said she thinks she may have busted something in her foot. So, all right. I'm trying to. I apologize. So here's what happened. I got an email, 5.5 months old, was the earliest screenshot. I live for now. Good to see you. But it's somebody that calls themselves a crew member in good standings. And this crew member in good standings decided to send me screenshots. And I'm talking about a stink load of them, taken in live chats and in comment sections of people who make videos trashing me. And they just wanted me to know that these people are out there doing this. Now, Mayor's Girl, good to see you. I've said this, I swear to you people, I've said this 500 times. I don't care. I don't wanna know, right? But Tommy, the person what, is lying to me? Well, there's a shocker. You mean they're acting one way behind my back and some way differently to my face? Geez, what are the odds? Especially if the person, oh, I don't know, maybe struggled with drugs at one point in their life, right? Is this really that much of a shocker? Probably not, right? Here's the bummer. Um, I know that there are people out here who thinks this is BS. I have not watched a video made about me since December 4th of 2022. Hey, Angie Mo, good to see you. I kid you not, haven't watched one. I just don't do it, right? Schrodinger's squirrel. If I don't look at it and I don't know it's out there. So there's no friggin' reason whatsoever for me to go looking. You follow me? At all. Oh, you know what? Kathy, I'm sorry. And you know something? I've had things like this happen to me, not back in the day, but in adulthood. I've used the story before, where a family member that said, how long has it been? And I said 9 months, or it was 2 years. I can't remember what the number was, but 2 years today. I was so damn proud of myself. And they said, yeah, that is awesome. Your uncle's going to be coming out to visit. I was locked up. Your uncle's going to be here today. Don't talk about the drugs and tell him you're sober, all right? Please. And yeah, I remember sitting there, Kathy, just thinking, right, the air just lets out of you, and you just think to yourself, you know what? I couldn't be more proud of my accomplishment, but the rest of the world sees me as a failure and a leper. And that I use that as an excuse to keep getting high for so long. Oh, they don't care about us anyway, right? They call us names. And, oh, I had the whole pitch to a science. I really did, because I had to convince myself. Right? I wasn't trying to convince other people. Trust me, at that point, I didn't care about other people. Right? The only thing I cared about was staying well. Oh, Geoplanet Jane. I've got my Tony's Hooter journal there. I have a journal next to me here on the desk, right? A pink one. I have a journal next to my bed. I have a journal in the bonus room. I've got them everywhere. Everywhere. I write all day long, and then I sort of put the I bring it all together and shuffle it into one notebook at the end of the day. But for a while I was using pajama pixies. Like when I leave the house, I carry it's teeny, and I would keep it on me at all times, even when I was in the house. But I tend to. Oops, sorry. No, no. Here's the thing, people. No, these were the chats of people that hate me. I mean, honestly, just people who hate me. But I'm embarrassed as hell about this. I really am. I'm embarrassed about this. But I'll tell you what happened. Uh, I sent the person an email like I always do, right? Literally, like I always do. I sent the person an email and I said, "Hey, I know that this came from a place of love, right? Because I always say that." And then I had to go a little further and I said, "And for God's sakes, you've been doing this for almost a half a year, right? It's a lot of effort going in and editing and all kinds of stuff that, crazy, crazy stuff for real, crazy stuff." But um, I don't know. I found myself wanting to know which people on the boat were actually over there talking shit about me. And it goes against everything, right? No, I didn't watch a video. I didn't. So I can still say, but I read through all of these screenshots that this person sent me. I read all of the stuff that people said. Like I read, and And while I was doing it, okay, while I was doing it, the little voice in your head, right, that sounds like Jiminy Cricket. Well, mine sounds like Q in Better Days. And I could hear him going, the F is the matter with you, right? Why would you want to know what people think about you? Why? You think that's going to be good? You think that the vast majority of people are going to go, yeah, I love that Tommy guy? No, honestly. And I don't care. Right? The people that know me well, I always feel like there's a decent chance they're actually going to say something nice. Right. But I deep dived garbage on me. I really did. I deep dived garbage on me. And uh, thank God the person didn't understand or know Reddit, right? Because I've never once been there, never read about myself or anybody else on that forum, and I don't intend to. I guess I got lucky that it didn't get emailed to me because, again, if you had asked me when I got the email, no, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to look at this stuff. I'm not going to talk it to him about it, but I did. No, here's the thing. The embarrassment is from the deep dive. That's where the embarrassment comes from. This is honestly, I spent hours. I spent hours reading pretty trashy, terrible crap that people said about me, right? And the bummer is, you know, you, there's a handful of haters that have been around forever, and if you see them leaving comments, you're like, yeah, well, there's a shocker, right? Fish swim, right? These people are jackwagons. It's just kind of how it is. But I saw people from the boat. Right? I saw names of people that I really care about. And it's a bummer. You feel like you get kicked in the junk because um, honestly, watch whatever you want. But if you're leaving a comment about me saying that you don't like me or I'm a piece of crap or whatever, and then you're coming over here and leaving comments and super chats, what kind of human being does that? I mean, honestly, if you hate me, that's cool. For real, I'm used to that setting. That's the default setting. Knock yourself out. But the fake phony, I don't know. It's crazy, people. It really is. And like I was saying earlier, it's I I love what we do here on the boat. I really do. And I love that it's coming back. I almost killed this puppy. I really did. We took a lot of the wind out of the sails of this boat when I was sick. But we're getting back there. We're starting to do numbers again that we're not up to 750 in the live chats, which is where we were at. But you know what? 6 would have been a success. I've always viewed it that way. It's never changed in my head, right? 6 would have been a hell of a success. So we end up, seeing hundreds in the live chat. That's exciting. It is. And more importantly, we're moving back in the positive direction. Currently, our numbers are good. And more importantly, in my head, way more importantly, people are getting sober. There's a lot of people who are attributing their sobriety specifically to the lifeboat. God help us, is that a buzz? It really is, people. I mean, you want to talk about something that just makes me proud. And for those of us that have spent most of our lives with drug problems, can you think of a lot of crap you've been proud of in your life? Me either. I'm hella proud of the lifeboat, though. I really am. I'm proud of this channel. I'm proud of every person that's worked with me on it, and I'm proud of the doors that it's opened for me. It's really been phenomenal to just meet some of the people that I've had a chance to meet. And this isn't a going away speech. I'm not going anywhere. They're gonna have to dynamite me off of YouTube. Not because I'm a grifter, right? That's the new one. Not because I'm a grifter, because I dig this. I dig what I do. It's funny. The same people that call me grifters and all that other stuff. At least I think it's the same group. But back in the day, the first time I went live, right? First time I went live, these assholes made a video that said, you know why he's going live, right? Because he's got to get that 4,000 hours so that he can get monetized. He doesn't care about anything else. The the second he's monetized, he's going to go back to making videos because he's not going to do hour-long content every day, right? They knew they had it figured out. And of course, we've been live every day since, right? That's 1,000 and I don't know how many live shows since, but it's God, I love this boat, people. I really do. I absolutely love this boat. A man with a pink journal is very confident. So it says, so apparently I'm dramatic on it. Like, how confident is that? I stole it from Quibs because I needed a new one and I didn't want to go get one. So, but you're right. A man with a pink journal is absolutely got to have some confidence. Ivy's mom, good to see you. 5 months ago, I was still psyching myself up to join the chat. Wow. Can't put into words how much you and the crew have helped me since I found the courage. You know what? That's awesome. And you're one of those people. It's a weird phenomenon with the boat, right? You and I think Quibs's channel is very similar in a lot in this way, in particular, but someone will become part of the channel and they assimilate so quickly that you find yourself going, so 5 months ago you weren't a part of you weren't popping up above the chat to talk and all that 5 months ago, because I feel like you've been here forever. I don't mean that in a bad way, I really don't, but I can't remember a time on the boat without you, which is weird. Or I'm shutting down one or the other. It's part of the the question you do every time. Every time you forget something or you don't know where your keys are, you start going, "Oh crap." That's kind of real. Well, I am so glad you are here, Helena Flock of Swan Boats. I really am. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Superstorm Day. But we are all curious on some level, even when we know we shouldn't care. You're right. A lot of that goes on. Yeah. So Olivia says the vast majority do think well of you. It's just a few who don't. Yeah. It's the truth. It is just a few who don't. Um, and I've known about this, right, for 3 years. Really. This isn't a shocker to me. I knew this goes on. Every YouTube creator knows this goes on. The vast majority of them delete people as fast as they can, right? Because they figure if the person is going to go over and leave a crappy comment, I don't need him around. You know, now cost you some money, some, not much, because they usually tend to watch anyway. It's not like they're going to stop watching, right? Even if you give them the boot. Hold on one second. Yeah, right. Krista Melinda says, if I knew people were making content, it would be difficult not to look. Here's what sucks, right? Yeah, it's betrayal, right? It's a stab in the heart. It's what. Hey, Meredith, good to see you. What really sucks is the betrayal. I don't give a crap about the people that hate me. They've been hating me forever. They've been hating me now for so long that it's shtick, right? This is what they do for a living, and those that have been doing it for that long are getting paid. These people actually make money, right? They have monetized channels. The ass wagons, the jokesters, the small channels that have nothing. I don't know if they've been kicked off once or twice. Like I can't remember the details, but the big red button has bounced these idiots off for doing this before, right? You can make a video about somebody. I'm a public figure. You want to make a video about me, you can. But if 8 out of 10 of the videos on your channel are about me, they're going to shut your channel down. You can't have 80% of your content be about a person. They're never going to let that happen. And these people don't care. They know they're not going to get monetized. Even if I'm not saying they couldn't come up with 1,000 people and 4,000 hours of watch time. It's not. We did it on Cults and Crims in 45 minutes or something. Right? It's possible. It's not outside the realm of possibility. The trouble is the big red button goes, no, you're a troll. Yeah, we don't monetize trolls. Think I'm kidding? It's a very difficult thing to get that pushed through. Now, what usually happens is they get monetized while they're doing one thing and then sort of become trolls. But the people that hate me have been trolls since before trolls were trolls. It does feel like betrayal. And it is a stab to the heart. It doesn't just feel that way, man. It no shit is a stab to the heart. And there are some carcasses along the way. In the past, these people will show up in the chat, and I go, "Hey, what's the point, right? Not anymore. Not anymore." I was dumb enough to read that stuff. Not happy about it. I'm not. I wish I hadn't, but I was dumb enough to read it. So let me make you a promise. If any of these people show up here in the chat, I'm going to stop dead in my tracks, and I'm going to go, "Hey, it's you. Hold on a sec." And I'm going to go through and get out there a screenshot and say, what was going through your head 3 months ago when you wrote this about me, right? In a couple of cases, one case in particular, I paid for this person to get on medical assisted treatment, right? I paid out of my pocket. Now, did Super Chats repay me? I'm sure that it did, right? I shouldn't say I'm sure. Probably it did. Right? It probably did. But at that point, we were early as a boat and we didn't care. We helped people, right? Beg, borrow, and steal. We helped people to try to right, to try to get to yeah. Anyway, yeah, Kestrel, I respect that, right? Say it to the but people are cowards. The vast majority of people are cowards. So I'm not gonna. The next time I see him, I promise you, I'm gonna go. No, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm a super kind person these days. I haven't always been. Kind of been a douche for a good chunk of years. I was really not a very nice person, but I'm working really hard on being a nice person. I really am. Right now, there are things that can happen during the day that will increase my odds of staying a nice person throughout the day, right? Like nobody cutting me off in traffic. That helps. If I'm checking out at a grocery store, I got one item and the guy in front of me who has 6 carts, right? Looks at me and goes, "Hey, would you like to go in front of me? I mean, you only got one item." Right? Everybody on earth would make that offer. But inevitably, I get the guy that has 6 carts who's looking at me holding a cart and a half, right? Like the big friggin' Lebowski, and nothing. Nothing. Sorry. Leslie Girl says they do it seeking attention and acceptance from wherever they can. It's sad. It's their insecurities. You know what? You're absolutely right. Sadly, you're absolutely right. That is what's going on. These people hate their lives. Think I'm wrong? I'm not. These people hate their lives. And this is how they lash out at people. Yeah, miserable people like to make people the same, right? If you're miserable, you tend to it's really kind of frightening, but it's true. Tampa B, I love you. Tampa B says, thank God I have no idea where to find that nonsense. You know what, Tampa B, you wouldn't go look at it if you knew. For real. And with no disrespect to anybody here, I don't know how many people I could say that about. relatives. I don't know how many people I could say that about. I could say that about Barb. I know her well enough, and yeah. Yeah, this hurts. It really does. It hurts. Barbie, here's the thing, right? This is insanity, but it's the truth. People look at this big red button thing, right? There's no other business in the world where you would hear somebody say something like, I'm going to destroy them, right? That kind of crap happens every single day. The reason that one of the comments that somebody sent to me, they were getting a kick out of the stress and pressure that they're keeping me under. When these assholes started to take a shot at the lifeboat, we had 1,100 subscribers. Right? For real. They put up a boycott and they wanted to it's just the stupidest crap in the world. But anyway, it honestly was over 3 years ago that this went down. In that 3 years, they've managed to get either one or two channels kicked off of YouTube, and I think that they've got up to about 200 or 300 subscribers now. Right? They're hitting it out of the park, and I'm not mocking them, really not, because you can make incredible content for 15 people, and if you're good at it, those 15 people will keep coming back forever. If they enjoy what this guy's doing, God bless him. God bless him. Hold on one second. I told off a channel and never returned it. Just pissed me off and they weren't worth it. Yeah, I like it. You know what? There's nothing wrong with walking away. There's nothing wrong with walking away. Right? There are channels I don't watch anymore. Right? And I guarantee you, some of them are your favorite channels. But things have happened that leave me with a taste in my mouth where I just say, I'm never going to give this person a vote again. Never going to happen. While I'm on planet Earth, I'm not hitting a video that this person makes because I'm not going to let them get paid on it. I know it may sound really cruel or whatever, but right, if a person did me dirty or if a person was an ass or whatever, why would I want to give them money? Why would I want my money transferring to their money? That would suck. I don't want any part of that. I really don't. I want any part of that. I don't understand how anyone navigates Reddit either. Well, yeah, I can't. I've never honestly tried. I don't know. Olivia, it's nice to hear. How's that? Haven't seen any negative comments in the videos I've seen. Well, that's nice. Dude, even if it was only one person you won. You know what? Here's the thing. I started talking to Quibs and I said, this person really pretended to be my friend. I said, she said, your feelings are hurt, huh? I said, no, I want to kill him. You know what I mean? Not my feelings are hurt. I just would like to remove them from the earth. Now, obviously, people, this is tongue in cheek. I don't intend to kill anybody, nothing like that. But it does leave you butthurt. And my girl was actually really philosophical about the whole thing, and started to make me look at things in a slightly different way. Honestly, but I always think, who has time for that kind of nonsense? Hate watching for pure hate is such a waste of energy. If it were just a waste of energy, I would find that offensive. I would find that offensive. Right? For real. But it's not just a waste of energy. It's terribly, terribly dangerous. Right? I have watched, particularly in our realm, right? Our brothers and sisters. And by that, I mean people addicted to drugs, alcohol, gambling, eating disorders, harming themselves, whatever the case may be, right? But it's it's not just a waste of energy. It starts to disassemble your life. It starts to take you apart. Yeah, because I have a channel on YouTube, I got to meet Reese, which I will not lie to you, has been a really good time. Yeah, it is really small to be a friend over here and then talk crap somewhere else, to be sure. To be sure. Um, Adam Wood says, holy crap, first time live, first episode, and already love your channel. Adam, man, I love that. Welcome to the boat. I love it. Everybody, did you hear that? I dig that, man. I dig that in such a big way. Chicka chicka cherry cola. What's happening? Tommy, you spent time helping Reese and Huxley. That is spectacular. You know what? I love them both. I really do. Makes it a lot easier. I don't feel like I shouldn't say that. Like when I carried boxes, I promise you, I felt like I was earning that. I was feeling like I'm too old for this crap. But for the most part, it's never felt like work. It's never felt like anything like that. It hasn't. It's been beautiful. She said something today about Quibs wrestles with self-esteem, whether you realize it or not. And it's not a show. She really does wrestle with self-esteem. And she said, well, I'm sure there's a party that's going to be really happy to get out of here and be, away from this. And she's not being cruel or anything else. It's like, and it's not that she's doubting me or how I feel about her or anything else. She's doubting herself and how the world has always treated her. And I had to stop and go, no, man, there isn't any part of me that's grooving to that. There's not one part of me that's going, woohoo, I get to be away from her. If that were the case, I'd never come back. I promise you. I mean, I wouldn't waste her time. I'd let her find somebody that did feel that way. I would never waste a woman's time. If I felt like that, then uh, it would be moving on time. You feel me? Hey guys and dolls, make sure to hit the like button. I don't know if I've ever told you this. I probably have, but that's my favorite musical. And if you're out there right now going, yeah, well, I mean, he probably knows one musical. I know all of them. I'm telling you, for a straight white guy, I know more show tunes than anyone you will ever meet. Really dig it. I love you, Tampa Bay. I really do. You're awesome. Charlie Muffins, 19 months. Best crew around. I love y'all. I love you, Charlie. Mara, thank you so much for the support. I love you, Mara. I really do. Thank you. Yeah, it's Mara, it's people like you to keep this going. I mean it. Miradira says, not the obvious haters, but people sending you negative stuff innocently sounds like they are on the spectrum and don't automatically realize the disconnect. It's a possibility. And I love that you're the fifth person whose insight went to the same place. For real. Now, I won't lie to you. I probably talked to 10 people, you know, and the other five were like, oh, you gotta kill her, get her gone, get her out of here. Like, but the people the people on the crew of the lifeboat are a different kind. They really are. And people who find themselves in a situation like that, there's just something about having come through the drug addict forest, right, or the addiction forest, or whatever however it works in your head. But when you come out of the backside of that, right, it's not like anything else. I'm sorry, but it isn't. You don't. You you don't beat cancer usually and say, well, I'm going to spend the rest of my life at the oncology ward, right? Make sure that the people coming in there are doing okay. I mean, maybe that happens. I mean, maybe there could be a case of there two of that happening. I'm not sure. I've never heard of it. But boy, oh boy, does it happen to people that get sober, right? I mean, really happens to people that get sober and they find themselves wanting to, to give back. It's pretty amazing stuff. In Carnisol, I love that you're thinking about it in terms of energy. I really do. Because I'll tell you something. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes by forcing religion on anybody, right? But I'm not trying to step on the toes of anybody that believes either. May come as a shock to you, right? But I don't want to offend believers any more than I want to offend non-believers. I don't want to offend anybody. I really don't. Right? You guys pay the bills. And you're also trying to live a better life. I'd like to do everything within my power to make sure that you don't have to deal with more crap from here, right? Does that make sense? Those people criticize others to make themselves feel better about their insecurities. Probably to some degree, they do. Probably to some degree, they do. But here's a solid ass, I promise you, in every single occasion, in every single time that this will happen to you as a content creator, listen up, because this is 100 out of 100 times. The troll is jealous. Trolls become trolls because they fail at YouTube, right? They're failed YouTube creators. Now, if you fail as a YouTube creator, who cares, right? Happens all the time, every day. Way more people fail than are successful. No one makes money on YouTube, right? For real, most people fail. However, these cats, they felt like they should be issued a successful channel. After all, they're part of this community, blah blah blah. And there were some bitter people created, right, who thought that they should be rock stars because they I don't know, whatever, they watched videos and left comments. And here we are years later, and these people are still bitching. I'm sure they love my brother, right? Because Johnny's got so much stuff going on. Johnny is a bona fide rock star these days. He's got yeah, maybe again I shouldn't be talking. Johnny's got so much stuff going on. It's just stupid. He's he's a no joke star now. It's pretty wild, but he really is. Hey, Lionheart, checking in. Missed the earlier live. Well, we're not having that. Tighten up your game. I'm just kidding, Lionheart. Just busting chops. I'm glad you're here. You know what? Adam Wood, I'd like to believe that this place is a little bit more freeing than other channels. Way more accepting, right? Way more accepting. You don't even have to agree with me. I'm not a tyrant, right? You don't have to agree with me. You can tell me you think I'm full of crap, but you got to do it with respect, right? I would never say anything to anybody, to denigrate their beliefs or their feelings. It's not going to be done to me. That's all, right? But I like it when people disagree. Sorry. Yes, it is mostly llama poop. Uh, I don't read anything about you, myself, or anyone I care about. You are correct. Don't read crapola. Assume it's nasty. Llama poop. It's mostly llama poop. I think it says mostly. Let me blow that up. Yeah, it's mostly llama poop. Thank you so much. Uh, you may not believe this. In the beginning, it was really, really hard. And after December the 4th, I just stopped going and looking at it. I'm so disappointed in myself for what I did. I really am. Like, I'm not joking. That's a canary in a coal mine. That's something that I never do. Like, I know, like when I told Quibsy, I was like, I was looking at comments and she went, "You're doing what?" She does that. She hasn't. Every content creator gets to a point where they go, "I'm not doing that anymore." I promise you, everyone I've met eventually stops reading those because it's just going to drive you insane. But yeah, she was bummed out. She was bummed out for me. She's a good girl. You know what, Shauna B? I do that too. I do that too. You guys may not believe this, but if you've been on the boat long enough, you've heard me say this. I watch all of my shows over again. You'll hear that on Reddit. That arrogant bastard. Do you realize he watches when I'm doing this, I can't read your comments. I'm always so far behind. I really am. It may. Thanks, Paula. You are welcome, all of you. You really are. This is a very different. This is a very different concept here. Guilt sucks. Guilt has never helped anybody get sober. Did you hear that? Guilt has never helped anybody get sober. Unfortunately, everywhere you go, anybody who wants to help you get sober is going to do it with a good dose of guilt, right? Because, well, damn it, you got that coming. Yeah, you can't get off of alcohol easy, or God forbid something worse. On heroin, no, we want to see you sick like the movies. For real. You have sinned. You have made a mistake. You're weak. So now, right, you need to be punished. Beautiful concept, isn't it? It's a disease. Right? You may not like the symptoms, right? But it's a disease. The symptoms look like stealing and lying, okay? Violence, those kind of symptoms. But it's a disease. Those people can be treated. Pretty crazy. You know how we figured out that those people could be, that they could be treated? Two alcoholics got together and did what all of the doctors and all of the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't do. For real. Oh my word. Yeah, another horrible flashback. There was an article in the local paper about my son being shot. I made the miserable mistake of reading the comments. Some even said they wish he'd have been killed. People can be cruel. That goes so far past cruel. That goes so far past cruel. You understand that this is it. It's not real. The problem in their head, and we know better. We come here every night, and we don't suffer in silence, and we share with one another. And if you've been here for any length of time, right, you've watched us lose family members, a crap pile of them, and you couldn't fake the relationships that I've built because of this. You couldn't. That is amazing. Tampa Bay, 30 years. I am so proud of the both of you. And you know what? I know it's not easy, right? I've been in a few marriages, and you know what? They're not easy. Right? It's a full-time job. It's a full-time job. It's a full-time gig. It really is different. Adam Wood says, been clean now for a year, and my wife is now 2 years clean. Well, God bless your wife. That's awesome and good for you on the year, man. You really got to be feeling good, right? Now, I don't mean that life's perfect, because I know it's not, right? You only been clean a year. The shit hasn't stopped yet, right? And we think it will. We set the drug down, and the sun comes out, the Jesus clouds, right? And everything is perfect. Kittens and puppies come running up, and first person you see goes, "Hey, how you doing? Did you just drop $25,000?" No, sir, it's not mine. No, I think it is. Here you go, right? Because that's what it is. In our head, we fantasize. I stopped doing dope, man. I'll have 25K in the bank within 6 months. Guaranteed. Because I'm not going to spend any of the money on anything, right? The only thing I'd buy is dope. If I could eliminate that from my life. And then we sit in parking lots waiting for the guy to deliver our dope, right? Or we're driving the 30 minutes over to the dope man's house, or whatever it is that you got to do. But it gives you a lot of time to think, doesn't it? Sitting in those parking lots gives you a lot of time to think. That's why most people, honestly, it's a very difficult job most people can't handle. Very difficult job. Yeah, people suck. Let's be really honest, Gamer Jackie. Very, very often people suck. Big time. Big time. Big time. My stomach is doing things you wouldn't believe right now. And none of them are good. I feel like I'm going to hurl. Tommy Bird. Exactly. Surprise, ass trolls. The lifeboat is still a thing. And one better, it's helping people. Yeah. And taking away from your company of misery. I love you, Tommy Bird. I really do. I love you, brother. Do, 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 do. Thank you. And ass trolls. I really love that. I really love that. Ass trolls is a great name. Mile High Hokey, good to see you. Glad that you're here. I really am. Meredith Lynn. I don't have time to participate much in the chat. I can't imagine having the time to troll someone. I love you and I love this boat. You know what? Love you too. It was really an honor to meet you. We did the Zoom call with Quibs on our channel, and wow, what a day! Super super emotional, but it was great to meet Meredith. And it's sometimes I remember people like, and I know I'm going to remember them. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I'll walk out of a room and be like, oh yeah, that's. And then there are times I walk out of a room and I'm thinking, I got to go write these names down instantly, or I'm going to forget who these people are in a matter of minutes. And it's a bummer. It's a sad feeling, but uh, I didn't get that at all from the people that I met on that call. Really have stuck with me. They really have. It's such a great comment. Thank you again, Meredith. CBC 4 months. My authenticity. You know what? Yeah, it's here's the deal. Uh I guess I could be like authentically a jackass too, though, right? I don't lie to anybody. I really don't. Sorry, I don't. If people are telling you that I'm lying, they're lying. I promise you. It's the one thing that I don't do. Helena, you're right. They do like to stir feces. Yep, you're right. You could put an 8 up. I do remember that, Tommy Bird, decades ago. We were having some troll issues, and I said, "Yeah, you know what? Just put an 8 up. Put an 8 up for it." Yeah, just Joan, and that's a bummer. But here's the thing: the way I started this at the beginning, yeah, because it is a bummer, isn't it? Uh, hey, Vixen. Yeah, here's the thing. Um, I started out this time by saying that I've never, I've never outed anybody. I've not, I don't do that. I don't say to somebody, "Oh, I can't believe you're doing this or this," or "I can't believe you're doing this or this." They pop up in the chat. There's about 9 of them, and any of them come into the chat, and we're going to have a conversation. Yeah, I'm going to pull up their chats and go, "Hey, can you explain to me what the hell this meant when you said it? What was going on with your dome? Because this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why would you say this?" And then come the next day and say, "No lie, you saved my life." This individual, I'm not kidding you, said in front of a group of people, "If it wasn't for Tommy, I'd be dead. Tommy saved my life." And 5 days later, was on someone else's channel calling me an effing con man. I just apparently they're the con man or woman. Right? Apparently they are because yeah, I'm I'm not BSing anybody. They certainly BS'd me. Yeah, Adam Woods, you're right. It hurts way more. You expect it from friggin' trolls, right? It's the definition of a troll. What do trolls do? Right? That which makes them trolls. They talk about people. They talk about people. They make videos where they talk about people. I make videos where we talk about sobriety. I make videos where we talk about concepts, right? Ideas, things like that. Why, thank you, Jason P. Jason P says, my money to you, Tommy, because you are the man. Truth of the matter is, it's because I am a grade A grifter and you have no power to resist. That's what it is. It's the grifting power. Oh, Mile High Hokey, thank you. The lengths you went to and the time you gave to get so many through the December holidays told me all I needed to know about your character and integrity. Wow, thank you. They know nothing of your heart or the spirit of the lifeboat. What a great freaking comment. That's so kind. What a beautiful thing to say. Uh, I'm proud as hell of the Decembers on the lifeboat, right? The first year that we went in, I said to everybody, I struggled through the holidays. Me, like this is a really hard time for me. So I'm going to try to put up a video every day. That was the first one. We were going to try to get, at least one video a day in. And the second time, second year, we were going to do 2 videos every single day, guaranteed. And we were going to try to maybe put up a couple of videos, in addition to that to try to create more content. And then last year, we just didn't stop making, we didn't stop going live, right? There was somebody going live on the boat probably 4 times a day. And it was 3 or 4 times a day. It was great. It really was. And I'm proud of it. I really am. I'm proud of that. And it's funny. I never thought I was going to get that kind of, but I've gotten a lot of feedback from people who are very impressed that we actually, that we did. So it is a funny concept though. I love freaking people out by having a place for them to go in December because December is hell on addicts. It really is. It's hell on them. And unless this person has been, I'm sorry, did you see that? Evil kitty. I'm sorry, people. I try not to hate. However, when I'm lied to by a fake ass person who is so fake they got to put makeup on their Halloween masks, it's just hard not to hate. Yeah, you know what? I get that, Tommy Bird. And the goal is always, I helped Reese get herself, uh, and will always thank you, Elena. You know what? I did. Absolutely was there to help her. I'm proud of that too. I and that the people that are having fun calling us grifters are saying half of them are saying she's destroyed the lifeboat and is breaking up my family, and the other half said I destroyed a great marriage that she had with Jeff and blah blah blah. Right. Um, but I will tell you that it is beautiful. It's beautiful to be a part of. It's beautiful to watch. She's not the same person. Every single Friday that rolls around, she's a different person than the previous one. And that's awesome. I don't know very many people like that. And especially when you're a kid, that's the way it is, right? Because you're just amassing all that knowledge and you're a sponge bringing everything in, but by the time you're 40, that's never the case. I'm just blessed that I got a partner who is that alive, and and is still, in spite of the fact that she's probably got every reason in the world to hate. uh she doesn't. I mean, she may talk tough from time to time, but she's a very, very loving person. Sharona, thank you for sharing, right? And thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone to do it. It's I know what you're going through, not because I understand, because I don't. I wish I could help that way. I can't. However, I worked with several individuals who struggle with the same kind of crippling social anxiety, and have been working with them now for years. There's some really incredible stuff that can be done if if people are ready to put the effort in. Sharona, you can live you can live a life as normal and as perfect as anyone else. I promise. I know a lot of people who are battling that, and it can be done. I promise you that it can be done. She does struggle with her own validation, right? She absolutely so Sarah says, although I hate how Ree struggles with her own validation, I am thankful at least she says what she thinks out loud. Many struggle with things they were never acknowledged or deal with, and yeah, it remains hidden. No, this is a better setup, obviously, than would be the other. But it's I think that her struggling to believe that she's more than, because she certainly was never led to believe that as a kid. But that struggle, um, and I find it frustrating. Let's be really honest with you. I hate it. I hate it. If people who tear themselves down, that's a hard thing for me. It really is, because I know how counterproductive it is to everything that good that can happen to you in life. It's just you're fighting upstream, right? Instead of just being able to coast along and live great, you're fighting upstream. And it's a very difficult process if you have to fight your brain. That's why you hear me say all the time stuff like, don't put that out there. Don't say that. Don't. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy so often, you know what I mean? But you you see her for short bits, of an hour or two here and an hour or two there. I'm here to tell you that she's gotten incredibly better, um, way better at being able to take a compliment. She doesn't like it, but it's not like it was in the beginning at all, right? It really isn't. She's gotten a whole lot better at being opened up to having nice things said, which again is a very difficult thing for a lot of people. Oh, I love that. I really do. I love that. You couldn't ask for more, right? You couldn't. And for those out there who hate religion, right? Just let's give this one up for what it is and nothing else, right? You know my belief. You know my belief. But for those who don't believe, all I'm telling you is this: I would be a lot happier if every person I ever tried to get sober had a higher power that they believed in. Statistically speaking, not my stats, you can look them up, but people who have a higher power, people who go into these programs and say, yeah, I believe, tend to have a much higher success rate. So it would be something that, yeah, I'm pulling for. I wish everybody would be ready to roll. Russ Allen, good to see you, Russ. Glad that you're here, man. We were just talking about you. Actually, it might have been it was an earlier feed. Or I'm flashing back because I was also talking about you with with Quibs today too. Quibsy. Russ is working huge hours, man. You know what, Tampa Bay? I have been as disjointed today on this as I have been in so long. If you guys go back and watch this has been a tough one. I've lost my train of thought at least a dozen times today. But you know what? I'm not letting this get to me. I'm really not. It is what it is. They're going to make a video. They won't say that I'm in decline. They'll what'll they call it? Probably smack or blow. They'll say I'm partying. Jenny Wong, you know what? Here's the thing. And you're right. Everybody would. I know better. And I know that nothing, and I mean nothing, ever comes from it. You understand? I can't, there's nothing you can do, right? They will shut these guys down. They will. Because what they're doing does violate every single rule of YouTube. But it'll take a very long time. And when they get around to it, he'll be gone. And they go, yeah, well, happened to him once already. It'll happen again, I promise. But in the meantime, they're gonna trash me every day. And you may not believe this, but I don't care. I expect him to. Right? That's what these people do. They're there's the there's a woman that used to be on this boat who called herself a beautiful name, sounded like it was right out of the Bible, and I'm having a hard time remembering what it was, right? But instead, now she refers to herself as so and so, the inbred Nazi. Lovely, but yeah, this is a group of people that aren't burdened by deep thought. They really are not, and they're going to fail at everything they do. I take no joy in that. I promise you, I'm not taking joy in that. But these people are perpetual failures, and this makes people angry. You can understand why, right? Seriously. I mean, what is it? These cats are like 45 or 50 years old, right? You're 45 and 50 years old, and you've never had a success story. There is nothing where you can sit down and go, "Oh, let me tell you a triumph of mine." Right? You're gonna tell me about a fist fight in a park. Okay? This is your highlight reel, bro. Okay? This is your highlight reel. It's awesome. It really is. It's awesome. But it's frustrating when you say, "I want to do this," and then you fail at it. It takes incredible guts to try anything, right? And it's not the failure. I mean, failure is not that big a deal. It's the fact that when you do fail, everyone's going to look at you, right? Your friends' family, right? Everyone in town all of a sudden now knows that business idea you had didn't work out all that good, right? That fear keeps most people locked up, and it's legit. It is. It's legit. I don't have time for it, right? Too damn cool for that. Yadira, good to see you. Glad that you are here, Yadira. I can't tell you how much. The closer you are to a story, the more you should avoid the comment sections. My mods are great. My mods are great, and I don't really have to deal with too much stuff in the comment section. Um, not too often anyway, unless I'm dumb enough to go and read them, right? Which was again just not that bright. Yeah, I just wasn't one of my better it wasn't one of my better moves, sadly. But yeah, again, you live and learn. Hold on. Oh no. Thought you and Quibs would want to know the police agency that we worked with lost an officer last night in a pursuit. She was 33 with 6 young children. Without saying anyone's name, obviously on the air, Lionheart. Is this the is this the yeah. I only knew of one female name. Would it have been that person? I really hope not. She seemed lovely. Thank you, La Chameleon. I really appreciate that. And you know something? I think this is worth saying out loud. I have made a difference. I promise you I have. I have made a difference since I started the lifeboat. I'm leaving the earth a better place than I found it. I really am. But man, for 46 years, I was running for the wrong team, right? For 46 years, all I did was do drugs, smuggle drugs, sell drugs, right? Hurt people for drugs, rob banks for drugs. Always came back to having to fix, having to get that terrible stuff in your veins. Got really bad. Hey, I love this. How cool a comment is this? Jane Aldrich says, "Hey, crew and Tommy, just getting here. While I'm kind of still new to the boat here, I'm still working on chatting and trying to fit in. What I do know is I feel safe here. Birds of a feather. You know what? I love it. What a cool comment. It really is. That is a great comment. And the beautiful thing, Jane, is people are going to people read comments like that, right? Literally, people read comments like that and go, um, start to insert themselves into ways that maybe they wouldn't have in the past. It really is remarkable the number of stories I've heard from people who say, uh, "Yeah, I was watching the channel, and that girl Virginia said this in the chat, and a light bulb went off for me." The number of times somebody reaches out to tell me about an epiphany they had on the lifeboat that had nothing to do with me or anything that I said is really kind of funny. Uh, Cracks me up. I love you, Jane. Miradeer says, "Dear haters, Tommy watching the videos he makes in the context of catching up on everything he misses just means he cares about the people here." Yeah, spinning that is weak. Oh, well, they will. They will. They have a pretty good time with it. They had a pretty good time with it. What time did I start, Brewsty? We were on Cults and Crims. I think I went until like 8 o'clock California time on Cults and Crims. So I had to go an hour late. Do 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 do. Hey, Ditto Deb. Yeah, what's funny is our replay crew, which is 90% of our audience is replay crew. But the replay crew will start coming and watching this video shortly. Always interesting to read the replay crew and their take. It's going to be interesting because there's one or two of them, right, who are on that list that were trashing me. They're replay crew people and they don't miss a video. I wonder if they comment before or after the video. Because if it's after, they're going to hear me talking about them. But if it's before, maybe not. Adam Wood, great advice from Goosebump 801. She's asking, do you journal? It may sort out the fog. Took me 5 years before my brain fog started to level out. Rob McMullen, you stay in my prayers, brother. I was just thinking of you the other day, as was my brother. Wow, Ree, what a beautiful thing to say. Huh? This is a help her feel human. What a beautiful thing to say. Yeah. Crazy but true. You know what, Hockey Town John? I believe you. I really do. I believe you. He says, "You've always got a friend in me, brother. I love you, man." I could not love Hockey Town John more. I really couldn't. He's just such a great guy. If I'm lying, I'm crying and I ain't shedding a tear. There's a phrase I've heard quite often. Yep. You're right, Kristen Melinda. He is an amazing guy. I love Hockey Town John. Jane Aldrich is saying hello to all of you. You're giving her a pass if she somehow missed you. You know, a lot on the plate. We're not going to make her. It's getting late. We don't want Jane having to say hello to everybody. So I'm going to throw that up there so that she can knock that out. Barbie, I am so glad. Grifter tax, I'll take it. Thank you so much. And I am so glad you had an opportunity to see us live. Barbie, I know that I answered a comment from you. I think it was yesterday where you said, oh, I'm missing the lives. So I'm glad that you're here. It's always an honor. Speaking of honors, that is my friend Nick. I am the noise opera. I love you, brother. Grade A grift tax. I love Kristen Melinda. You guys crack me up. You really do. Keep doing what you're doing. It's so important and you're great at it. Kelly, you got my word. You got a better chance of visiting the restroom and leaving a couple of 25 carat Tiffany diamond studs in the bowl. I am than me leaving. I need this. I don't know how else to say it. I need this. This keeps me sober. This keeps me going. This is what I do. Aw. If you are a grifter, then we need to redefine that word. You have given back so much here on the boat. And as for haters, uh, how is it going in the cap? You know what? I got the best audience in the world. Hey, Russ, no reason whatsoever to apologize. Russ has been through a lot in the last couple of weeks. Russ, I think I know other people on the boat know as well, but Russ lost his dad, which is, I can tell you is impossible. So difficult. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, have they met? Sea Wobble, right? Yeah, I didn't. I definitely didn't ruin that. That is so funny, and love that. Griff Tax. I started therapy because of the boat. Aw, it's been life changing. I love you all. Arwa, we love you. That is so cool, man. I love it when people say that they started therapy because of the boat or they're journaling. That, I mean, honestly, those things put a lump right here in my. That is why we do this. And a little more money to help those trolls sleep tight. Oh, they're gonna die. This one's gonna get to them. It really is. Miss Sunrise Dawn says in 4 days I'll be 100 days cigarette free. Good Lord. Well, we're gonna have to make a really big deal about that. Yeah, we really are. That's a big deal. Very big deal. Jamie Palmer, completely zonked out. Well, stay safe, please. Take care of you. Drink some water. Hydrate. Well, Chameleon, I love that. I love that. You know what? I was talking about this. It might have been yesterday. But I was talking about taking back control in situations that feel like they have no control. And um, everybody knows that the story you've heard many times of me getting handcuffed uh, into that detention cage. It looks like a phone booth. They had me like this, and I had punched a cop. So they started punching me and working my ribs and just basically kicking the crap out of me. And while that was going on, I mean, this will give the haters something fun to talk about because it's the truth. But while that was going on, I came to the realization that I had zero power in this situation. Right? These guys had weapons. Right? I was handcuffed. I had already been beat up by them. I had nothing. And the longer they had me cuffed there, they would come by and punch me a couple of more times and say something smart or whatever. But I began to realize that, as I said last night, the only thing that I could control was turning off the off switch, right, for the hate. They wanted me to hate them. They wanted me spitting, screaming, right? That's what they wanted. So I didn't give him that. I didn't. And I didn't do anything else with those dogs. Didn't touch him, no nothing. But I love you guys. Jason P, that is such a, it really is funny. This is going to piss them off. The trauma release exercises, says Tampa Bay. Harm reduction makes me stay alive. Brewsty, it saved my life. Thank you, Cricket. Please do. Kristen Melinda is a damn cool chick. Make no mistake. I'm a fairly big Kristen Melinda fan. I really am. It's honestly how that goes down. All right. Law Community just gifted 5 memberships. These things are flying out like hot sauce packets. Thank you so much. Look at how many people are turning green. Man, I love that. You know what? Just real talk, Kristen Melinda. Real talk. You're one of I've said it before. I adore you. I think you're fantastic. And the fact that you walked out of what you were doing to do what you're doing now blows my mind. You know what? How Lifeboat is this? Prior to picking up a prior to picking up their own membership, they hand out 5 and then go, "Oh, I'll get one for me too." Very, very cool, man. It really says a lot about everybody here. I love to be affiliated with you guys. I'm so damn proud. I really am. But trying to go a little longer because we don't hang out twice a day like we used to. So I am trying to stretch it out a little bit longer. So thanks for spending some of your night with me. I no joke, absolutely love you guys. I really do. So between now and tomorrow, do me a favor, reach out and try to save somebody. All right. If that person's you, don't wait another minute. Please don't wait another minute. Hopefully, I get the call for my biopsy this week. Can we get some prayers from my sister, Miss Dragon, on this one? 20 months, my goodness. Here you go. Thoughts and prayers that you get that buttoned up this morning. All right, people. I will be back tomorrow night, same squirrel time. Oh, I'm going to rest, Ann. I'm starting really, really early. It's almost midnight. I'm going to rest, I promise. All right, people. We'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. God bless. I'm going to get yelled at.